Swanee River, far, far away. That's where my heart is yearning ever, home where the old folks stay.
Welcome to Florida Men on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in Florida.
Fellas,
Hey,
you know I love my Subaru.
yeah, you do.
Yes.
This episode is sponsored by Martinelli's. So you know I'm recently divorced.
That's
too.
right.
So
Sore subject.
Let's talk about it.
we had two cars,
Right.
a Mitsubishi and a Subaru.
I love how he just comes in here flexing about his money.
I had two
Yeah,
cars.
really.
We had two cars.
Both of them had four wheels on it.
You know
Come
what kind of
on.
cars I have?
Yes. You got
American cars.
Okay. Mitsubishi and Subaru.
Come on.
I'm a big fan of globalization.
Yes.
Anyways, so this girl sends me a letter and she goes, "Hey, you know that Subaru you got? It's mine technically." And I'm like, "No way. The divorce hasn't been settled yet."
Yeah.
Right.
And she's like, "No, Mitsubishi's yours." So we switched this weekend and I'm like, "Well, it's 2015 Mitsubishi. I'm going to get the better deal at the end.
Yeah.
Sure, you get the
'Cause I'm
newer
just-
car.
I'm just going to trade this in for another Subaru."
Yeah. Okay.
So I go driving down the road and I don't know if you've ever watched aircraft investigations,
Yeah, I love those shows.
but when they're about to crash, the pilots get what's called a shaker stick error.
Oh yeah, I've seen Sully.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it just does this. So this Mitsubishi comes with that.
Yeah,
Apparently.
good. Is that why you were
Oh.
late?
Yeah, to let you know you're braking. It
No extra
decides-
charge.
It shakes the whole steering wheel to let me know you're engaging the brake pedal.
I think I'm on your side now in the divorce.
What? Yeah, thank you.
Just
yeah.
for that.
Yeah, get the brakes fixed before you give it back to me.
Yeah. Just go swap it.
I'm about to.
Let's go.
All right. Headlines.
All right.
Are you
Headlines.
ready? Florida man.
Hey,
Nice.
Shoots his AR-15
let's go.
Oh,
Cameron.
water balloon gun.
at children.
No, what the heck?
I watched Top Shot.
Freaking Debbie
AR-15s.
Downer over here.
Yeah, I think it's called R15.
Yes.
Arr.
AR-15. It's a pirate gun.
Yeah.
This Florida man, basically what happened
Yeah.
is there are kind of teenagers in his neighborhood that have
Oh.
dirt
Oh my
bikes.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. We talked about this.
Yes.
Not your headline specifically, but we talked about replacing the victim of any crime
Yeah.
with
Teenagers.
the phrase a group of teenagers, and it's almost a justified crime.
Sometimes.
We're living it. You'll
Right.
see at the end of the story what I replaced with
Okay.
teenagers.
Oh, God.
No, but this group of teenagers have dirt bikes
Okay.
and
God.
basically
Rich
running
kids.
them back and forth in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
So loud.
So this Florida man,
Whatever
Um,
he did, I don't care.
you don't care.
No.
Derek Roberts, he's a 45-year-old man. He was just fed up
Yeah,
with
he's
these
done with it.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
These teenagers should be in school.
Right.
Instead, they're at home riding their dirt bikes
Come on.
in the neighborhood.
Trying to do wheelies.
Back and forth. Yeah. So he's fed up. So what he did first was he took his Glock out and fired a
God.
few shots into the ground, he says,
Oh, okay. Wow.
just to scare him off a little bit.
Well,
He-
because teenagers are very protective of Mother Earth. So
Yes.
that's probably why they're like, hold on, man.
he said
She didn't do nothing to you.
he said this was after the 10th time that they passed by his house.
Oh, gosh,
Okay.
I hate them.
So you would think, 8, that's okay. 9, I'm getting a little
One more
antsy.
time.
10,
One more time.
where's the Glock?
Mama Glock's coming
Okay, so he gets out, his Glock goes out there. He said it was partly because they had the teenagers that threatened to shoot him and run over his
out.
dog.
Well, that sounds like a line.
Who knows?
It sounds like he's a little titty baby is what it sounds like.
Well,
Oh,
it sounds like he tried to take the law into his own hands.
yeah,
which,
exactly.
Because you can't
We're
call the law.
against.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was I guess the Glock didn't scare him enough. This is his story that he took out the Glock.
Okay.
The kid said he took out an AR-15. Well, when the deputy started pressing a little bit, he said, "Well, I did come back with an AR-15."
Oh
Hey,
my.
Matt.
Hopefully he's in jail.
And so he then shot it towards one of the boys' vehicles. I think at this point, one of the kids had come back in a car.
Whoa,
And
what? That sounds like bullying.
he said Roberts claimed that he shot it at the ground, but when the deputies investigated the scene, they said that the evidence pointed that it was not aimed at the ground when he shot the rifle.
Oh, because I think it's like where you find the bullet. Is it in the ground?
Yeah.
Or not in the ground?
Or is it in the sky somewhere?
Fingo.
Yeah.
So where's this POS now?
Oh, he got arrested for aggravated assault with
Missing
a
the
deadly
ground?
weapon. Yeah,
Good.
3
Good.
counts. 3 counts.
Good. What's his
So-
name again?
Roberts. The last name was Roberts.
Mr. Roberts, you're a piece of crap.
Oh,
Derek
I don't
Roberts
know.
specifically.
Teenagers, you're a piece of crap, all of you.
Yeah.
If you're between teenagers are like 10 and up, right?
I think 9 and up.
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah, for
Depends on
sure.
what country you're in.
So our next story, Sean Gilligan
Okay.
was
Ooh.
driving
Did
one
he
night.
write that show?
Yes.
Breaking Airbud.
Yep.
Yep, that was it. So Sean Gilligan out late, 1 a.m. On a Thursday or it's Tuesday night. Officer sees him run a stop sign, so he starts to pull him over. Gilligan jumps out. Okay. He doesn't want to be arrested. He jumps out, and so to try to get away from police, he jumps into this canal and starts swimming.
All
right.
This is a Florida story?
Yes.
Oh, not a good
What do we know
choice.
about canals?
Oh, they
Got water in them.
It's
They're water.
slow stream.
Yes.
But they have ingredients.
And they're very narrow.
teethy, very
Usually.
teethy ingredients.
So Gilligan jumps into this canal,
Okay.
starts swimming for the other side.
Naturally.
What happens?
He gets there.
The officers are there waiting for him on the other
No,
side.
what?
So he jumps into the canal to avoid getting arrested.
Yeah.
And swims over to the other side and just gets arrested.
Right.
What?
And that's it. I mean,
They're
it's a
on
short
both sides.
story. Yes, they're
Okay.
waiting for him. But when you are drunk at 1 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, probably not the most.
you're not thinking it
Phelps-like.
through.
I think he imagined himself jumping in the canal and then just floating away somewhere, like in the movies.
Yes.
I think you want to Tom Sawyer it. You want
Yeah,
to just
you
hang
for
out.
sure do.
You want to spit water up
Yeah.
out your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
You want to put a hay needle in, whatever they're called.
A hay needle.
Yeah. You know me. I'm a country boy. at heart.
Haymaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
So floating away to another place, a better place than where the police are arresting you, kind of goes into our next story.
Come
Oh,
on.
okay.
This story was sent in to us by a lot of people,
Really?
a bunch.
Like every week, there's that one headline that we know we got to feature because our DMs get blown up.
Yes.
yeah. Usually it's perverted.
It
Yeah.
always is. So a Florida man
Okay.
was
Right.
arrested after he decided to spend his quarantine
Yeah.
at Disney World's Discovery Island.
Come on.
Wow. I didn't know that was available. Is that a new?
It
new
wasn't available. No,
Discovery
he didn't-
Island.
He didn't reserve it. So before I even get into what he did, let me explain Discovery Island. Discovery Island is an 11-acre island
Oh, that
on
sounds fun.
Bay Lake. So if you go to Disney and go, let's say you take the ferry over to Magic Kingdom,
Yep.
you're going to pass it. You can see Discovery Island from any of the watercraft
Right.
on that lake.
I used to spend
Okay.
spring break at Bay Lake.
Come on.
So it used to be called Treasure Island when it
Yep.
originally
That sounds
opened.
familiar.
Yeah. And so
me.
basically it was one of Disney's attractions. You could pay like $10 and they had wildlife all over this 11, I think it's like 11 and a half acre island.
Now this guy stayed there voluntarily.
Well, the thing is he stole a boat, a Disney boat.
Whoa, a Disney boat.
decides to drive over there. He claims that he never saw any of the signs.
Right.
And so what I didn't
Yeah.
get to before Josh kind of jumped in is
I
this
do that.
island has been abandoned for like 25 years.
Okay.
Okay. It closed down in the 90s. They haven't used it really. So there's no trespassing signs all over it,
Uh huh.
but there's still some like abandoned buildings.
Okay.
Well, he
Perfect.
decides this looks like paradise. He falls asleep and
Okay.
decides to like hunker down in one of these abandoned buildings.
I'm not saying this is a bad idea.
No,
he's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
terrible.
Okay.
Here's the problem.
But now a group of teenagers show up. Do you pull out a gun?
Yeah, they brought
Right.
the dirt bikes.
You do.
right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So the problem was the security at Disney realized what he had done.
Okay.
And so they call officers to come check it out.
Hmm.
These officers were searching for him on this 11 and a half acre island
Wow, that should have been fun.
on foot, by boat, and by air.
Wow.
And when they finally found him, they're like, dude, we've been trying to get you out of here for hours. Where have you been? He's like, oh, dude, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
This
there was
guy's so
anybody here looking
sleepy.
for me. So yeah, basically he got arrested for trespassing, and that's really all that he did. I mean, that's what he was arrested
That
for.
doesn't
So
seem too bad.
He breaks into a heavily guarded, abandoned Disney property, and his first thing he does is go to sleep.
well, he was there for like 2 days
Okay.
Slept a
before
long
they got
time.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
He said he
That's
was
Rip Van
planning
Winkle.
on being there for like a week.
Yeah.
So he's thinking vacation.
Food wise, though.
I think he governed himself pretty well. He was going to just be like, my time's up here. I'm going home.
Yeah,
And the cops ruined it like always.
Yeah, they came just a little too certain.
I really think sleep is like perfect excuse for all things. Were you running from us?
No, I was sleeping.
I was sleeping.
The guy in the canal should have used that excuse.
And he's like, I was sleeping.
I was taking a nap going down the water.
I mean, he just needed a place to relax during this quarantine.
He sounds like he
Everybody
was
needs-
taking quarantine serious, and we
Yes.
should applaud the man.
Yeah, he put himself on an island.
He could have had COVID, bro.
Social distancing king.
There you go.
Amen. Hey, fellas.
Hello.
What's up, Lud?
So I've been getting a lot of little roommate messages like,
Come-
"Hey, you still
Yes.
looking? Because I'm getting kicked out."
We want to live
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah,
That was me.
Yeah, well,
Oof,
you're
that's a
not
long
welcome.
story.
I was able to squeeze someone in before you.
Oh,
That's what she said.
Oh, hello. God bless them. Family show. Anyways, you guys know about this. You guys know because over quarantine times, I was working on my mother-in-law suite.
Come on.
okay.
Even though I have no mother-in-law anymore.
This guy,
Oh, jeez.
this guy just casually loves dropping how wealthy he is.
Hey, so on my property, I got a good amount of land.
We have, a,
Expansive.
we have a separate home.
Yes.
I have a double garage above it as an apartment
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Over quarantine, I got it kind of livable.
Nice.
I thought maybe I'd move in there,
Okay.
and rent my whole house.
oh,
Come
wow.
on.
Yeah, really turn this thing. But
Yeah, wow.
couldn't really spend that thing. But then I found someone who wanted to rent the mother-in-law suite.
Come on,
Yeah, it's a
roommate.
full apartment.
Yeah, almost a full apartment. Pay me big money.
Right.
The odd thing is he's related to my ex-wife.
Which means he's related to
Oh,
me.
yes.
Yeah.
Not related to Josh, though.
No, not related to me, but he's a good tenant.
Uh-huh.
We kind of had odd interactions the first few times we met.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a few years ago when my ex-wife and I bought the house.
Right.
So we bought the house together. Obviously, we're getting a fence put up.
Okay.
I realized that, oh crap, this grass doesn't cut itself.
Right.
No,
It's
yeah.
a weird thing being a new homeowner. You're like, oh, I got to do stuff.
You gotta
Yeah.
hire somebody.
I got goats for that.
Yeah, you do got kids.
Yeah.
So I bought I bought a riding mower,
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna mow it like that Saturday.
Yeah.
But then
Uncle Beryl.
Uncle Beryl shows up,
Jeez.
and he's like, I knew he cut all the family's lawn.
I just want to interrupt. Uncle Beryl with a B. He like a barrel of oil. Okay.
yeah, a
Okay.
barrel of gin.
Joshua, not only did he steal my little sister and marry her
yes.
legally,
Yes, thank you.
Then he goes on to let us know in our group chat, hey, I found a roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like, congratulations.
That's
dude.
kind
Who
of
is
like
it?"
how I told you I found a girlfriend.
Yeah, hey, it's your sister. Except for this time, he's like, it's your uncle. So this guy just picking off my family members one at a time.
Your dad's next.
Yeah.
So he says, basically, we've met each other at holidays and stuff, but he's like, I really want to mow your lawn. And
Okay.
I'm like, this guy push mows.
All right.
And I'm like, no, it's too big to push mow.
Right.
Yeah.
I just bought a rider.
Big wealthy property.
Yeah, rich.
And I haven't mowed in like a month and a half.
Oh, geez.
It's gonna be too thick and too big to push mow.
Exactly.
And he's like, well, you got that rider. And I'm like, yeah, well, I haven't really tried it out because it's an old snapper.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know what eventually happened to that thing. I caught it on fire twice.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyways,
I didn't think you could kill a snapper. Those things.
it's still there. It's just on fire twice. So he's like, I mean, I mow everybody else's lawn. Can I just want to try, get your business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll let him at least try.
Well,
And
you
I-
have to say yes to Uncle Beryl whenever you're married to his niece.
That's the thing.
That's kind
I
of
was
the
kind of
problem.
looped into it.
Right.
And so I go, well, if you can't push anymore, you can borrow the snapper.
Yeah.
Right.
Not thinking he didn't have a riding lawnmower for a reason.
Okay.
So
But he knows how to drive a car, right?
he does know how to drive a car.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's the same thing.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
it's pretty close.
He knows
Yeah.
how to drive a car.
So can you paint a picture of the snapper? That's like the one from Forrest Gump, right?
That's identical to the one
Yeah.
in Forrest Gump.
Okay.
Yep. So you can see your feet. You can see everything that's happening in front of
Right.
you. There's nothing between you
yeah.
and everything in front of you besides the handlebars.
Right.
So Miranda, my ex-wife, and I, we go off that Saturday. Uncle Barrel's supposed to mow.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, a fence is being installed, right?
He just bought the house.
Like that day?
The week before.
Okay.
So, but it's so much fence line that they have all the poles up and the fence up, but it's not like bolted.
okay.
It's just kind of like
They were
hooked
still
to-
working on it.
hooked to the top. Yeah,
Like a chain link.
yeah, it's chain link.
It's
but
just not secure.
It's just hooked to the top.
Got it.
Gotcha.
And so, Uncle Barrel knows the deal. Stay away from the fence.
Yeah.
Because
That's
that's a
normal.
given.
That's normal mowing rules.
yeah, don't hit the house.
Yeah.
Don't hit the fence.
Yeah.
Check.
Watch
Don't
out for the
ru-
small animals.
Don't run over the plants.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what to not tell them. I'm first time homeowner.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's normal.
And it's the first time you've hired an uncle.
It's the first time I've hired an uncle. Yeah.
Amen.
So, and I've already been arguing with these fence people just to put that. These things
Oh,
are all
yeah.
happening concurrently.
Yeah. You're stressed out.
So I'm stressed out. So we go out for like I don't know, some birthday thing, and we're pulling down the street. It's been 4 hours now, and we see Uncle Barrel
Yeah.
barreling along.
Yeah.
Just bump, 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 bump,
Snap,
Right.
snap, snap.
snap, 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 snapping them leaves. And while we're getting close, I'm like, I know this thing doesn't have a great turning radius,
Uh-huh.
but he's getting close to the fence.
Oh.
And he's not getting close to the fence in like a way like the fence is on his right. No, he's like going straight at it,
like head on.
head on. And I'm like, what's he doing? And I just see his feet moving
Oh no.
like
The
rapidly.
brake's not working.
The brake's not working. And this guy, I don't know how many times he had done it before. I imagine zero, because at this point, he rams this fence like he is a bull and it's a matador's cape. Straight on, just like perpendicular fence. Him,
Oh.
boom, nails it. Like he's got to like show his dominance or something like.
Right.
I don't care what you say about
Well,
the fence.
the fence isn't secure, right?
No, but it's secure at the top. So he goes almost under it, but the fence is still secure.
Wait, he still hasn't stopped.
He hasn't stopped yet. So it just mushes him almost at like a 45-degree angle. So by this time, we're pulling in. I'm running out of the car
Yeah.
because he is now 45 degrees up. The mower's running. The scene I run up to, it looks like in those zombie movies where the zombies' faces are pushed against fences,
Oh, no.
trying to get through, and they're like
Jeez.
snarling.
Like a
And
cheese
those
grater.
fences eventually give.
Eventually, yeah. So I've got this snarling man, and it looks like skin-colored Play-Doh being pushed through a chain link fence, and the mower's running, and I'm like, okay,
That's dangerous.
this is
Yeah.
going to be
That's
those
really dangerous.
how I died.
Yes.
So I'm
No.
like, turn it off, and we both don't know.
He's like, I can't.
I don't know how to turn it off because it's still brand new
So
to
you're
me.
out of the car at this point.
Oh yeah, I'm now in his presence. Mower 45 degrees up, my feet underneath it, and I'm like, okay, how do I stop the situation?
Yeah,
so
right.
I
How
get
do you
the mower,
save this guy?
I get the mower off, so no more helicopter blades spinning
Yeah.
at my ankles. And
Jeez.
literally, I just kind of step back, and he somehow is just frozen in time, wheels up, just mushed, and I'm
Suspended
like
in
suspended
between
You-
the lawnmower and the fence.
You couldn't do this if you had 1,000 shots. You couldn't replicate this.
It's like that movie, The 27 Hours, with James Franco.
127 hours. So he's just stuck like between Mother Earth and the fence. He could have been pinned probably days
had you
yeah.
had you not pulled up at the right time.
had I not pulled up the
Oh,
right time.
jeez.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know if y'all have ever had to say the words, I'm going to pull this fence off your face. So that's what I did. I go, I'm going to pull this fence off your face.
yeah.
Try to mush yourself out.
Yeah. Try to squeeze
Right now,
yourself
you're
out.
mushed into the fence. Try to mush
Mush-
yourself the
mush
opposite
out.
way.
Demush.
yeah,
Yeah.
demush.
So
What's my little sister doing this whole time? Crying? I imagine crying.
probably
Yeah.
crying. Or she's calling your parents.
Yeah.
That's what her favorite thing to do was call your parents whenever we got into anything. She
jeez.
always call your parents.
I would have loved to hear that conversation where she's like, Dad, Uncle Barrel stuck between the fence and the lawnmower.
Josh let him ride the lawnmower.
It's Josh's fault.
He's like, oh no.
So what about that accident, that life-saving incident made you want to allow this guy to live with you?
Well, now, have you ever seen Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
The Count of Monte Cristo.
That's right.
When Jim Caviezel
Yes.
saves, what's his name?
The Count.
Count. No,
Right.
he is the Count, but he saves the one guy. And now
Jeremy.
the guy's like, Zapatista, I owe you a life, Zapata.
Oh, Daryl owes, so you're saying Beryl owes you a life debt.
Yeah, easily.
or a Monte Cristo sandwich.
So that's why you want the guy living with you, because he owes you a life debt.
Well, now Daryl kind of has a
His name's Beryl, I think.
Beryl.
Yeah, with a B.
Beryl has a basically a guard's view of my entire yard.
Right.
Yeah.
And his like selling point, like why he should be able to move in. I'll look out for your property
Oh yeah.
Forever.
forever.
Because that's actually great.
The Watchman.
Yeah. So you know how well he's doing. I had an electrician there for 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
without me.
Yeah.
Daryl called me the 5th hour and he's like, I think someone pulled in your yard and pulled out. And I'm like, yeah, he was there 4 hours.
Life debt.
You saw him pull out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think someone pulled in and pulled out.
So you feel pretty safe.
I definitely feel safe.
So we can go ahead and close the applications for your roommate. You've got
Yeah.
one.
This sounds like you're good.
Yeah, Uncle Beryl. I'm a lifesaver. He'll be a lifesaver soon.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, on June 20th, 1976, we will open the world's first themed water park.
What's happening?
Yeah. What year is it?
It will be 6 acres of aquatic fun, and we expect upwards of 5,000 guests each day. They will enjoy the Old Swimmin' Water Hole, the Whitewater Rapids, river rafting rides, and a 260-foot, 2,000-gallon-a-minute water slide called the Hoopin' Holler Hollow.
Is he talking to us?
Who the H? What are you doing?
What's happening?
A 50s radio broadcast?
So that was a letter that Disney executives sent to shareholders nearly 50 years ago.
Hooping, ha, ha, ha.
That's it. The very next day, in 1976, Disney
Wow.
did indeed open the world's first themed water park, and it was called River Country.
Jeez, the first one.
The first
I
one.
still
First
hate it.
themed
I hate
water
water
park.
parks.
I hate
Really?
them, too.
Oh, I hate them.
Yeah.
That's sad. So the
lot of
opening
stairs.
ceremony
Oof.
was huge. So huge, in fact, that the first person to ever ceremoniously go down one of the slides
Oh.
at River Country was the daughter of U.S. President Gerald Ford.
No.
Oh, my gosh.
She loved water parks.
She did.
She was
She's
a
known
huge
for
water
that.
park fan. So this park was located on the shores of Bay Lake, which is a huge
What?
body of water in Central Florida, and a lot
Wow.
of Disney's properties are kind of located there on that water.
Yeah, like my
okay.
story, Treasure
Yeah, you're
Island.
really crowding the old
Jeez.
space.
Right, Discovery Island, the resorts, all that's kind of located there.
Mhm.
Now we have to keep in mind at this point in history, Disney is just kind of beginning their domination of Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Amen.
Okay. So it's still early on, but they're seeing a ton of success. In fact, when it came to like attractions on the water in Bay Lake, they had a little experience already in this area because 2 years prior to River Country opening, they had opened up Discovery Island.
Whoa.
Let's go.
So and
Shout
those,
out.
those places are like a minute apart. They're right there on the lake together.
Okay.
They share the same water source. Basically, they're two very different operations. Though.
Okay.
Like Cameron was saying earlier in the headline, Discovery Island was kind of marketed as a relaxing area where guests of Disney resorts can kind of chill, unwind, observe
Mhm.
See
nature.
wildlife. Yeah.
Wildlife.
Yeah, like Disney boats would drop you off there.
How many coots you think were on that
Oh,
island?
tons of coots.
Well, they
of
actually
coots.
did bring in
Squirrels.
exotic birds from all over the world.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they built an animal
Toucans?
sanctuary there. So
Nice.
that was kind of a chill vibe. River Country, on the other hand, was like wildly different. Okay.
Yep.
It has huge water slides. Everything was fast paced. It's like strictly entertainment. That's where you
Amen.
go if you're looking for a wild
Motor
side.
So
bikes.
if parents ask their kids, would you rather see wildlife
Yeah.
on this island?
Some birds.
Or would you rather go slide on these slides?
and all the cool kids were like,
Woo,
see
woo,
some
woo.
birds.
Yeah.
We
Let's see
wanna
some birds.
Yeah,
That's
see some
right.
toucans. So basically, River Country comes out of the gate swinging when it comes to profits.
Get
It does
'em.
very, very well. But the thing is, no one was surprised because that's what Disney does, right?
Oh,
That's
like,
yeah.
what they do, baby.
yeah, they don't get involved in anything that has potential to fail.
Exactly.
Like
They're
Disney
just-
Quest. Everybody loves Disney Quest.
Right. So in the late 70s, River Country is the place to be in the summertime. Okay.
Oh yeah.
People all around the globe are flying in to experience like what a water park is like. It's a new thing. And everything was going really well until August of 1980.
Whoa.
So that's just a few years later.
Just a few years
Yeah.
later. The park had been open for 4 years, and it had hosted hundreds of thousands of families.
Okay.
But in their open season that year, one family in particular experiences a tragedy.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh.
Unfortunately, their 11-year-old son, after swimming in the water at River Country,
Yep.
he becomes sick the next day. They rush
Huh.
him to the ER in Orlando, and he doesn't make it.
Allergic to water.
I mean, it's probably unrelated.
Textbook allergic
As
to
it
water.
turns out, the cause of death was actually terrifying
Oh geez.
because it was a brain-eating bacteria
Oh.
that he had contracted in the water. It had gone up his nasal passage, attached to his brain, where it virtually shut down his nervous system.
See,
Disney
I'm,
didn't plan for that.
I'm against that too.
Right.
Like you asked me, do you like brain eating amoebas?
No.
He says,
He
first
says
things
no.
first. No.
No, I don't.
Poor kid.
So obviously, it's horrifying for the
Yeah.
family.
Jeez.
Now Disney's got a huge problem on their hands,
Yes.
right? Someone just died on their property
Yep.
by this mysterious bug that no one knew, even existed really. It's kind of scary. But Disney's spokesperson at the time was a man named Charles Ridgway. And he said, this is a quote, "We are, of course, concerned and sensitive
Uh-huh.
to any potential health or safety hazards to our guest.
Yep.
But I don't know of any action that could have been taken as a result of this."
Yeah, because I mean, we always tell our guests, pinch your nose when you go down the
Yeah.
slide.
Yeah.
I think basically in a nutshell, Disney's like, look, this is nature. It's rare. It sucks that it happened. What are we supposed to do?
I'm not gonna
you
lie.
have to ask the parasites to leave
Before-
before you
Yep.
put the water park
Did they
in.
circle the water park with salt? Because I
Yeah.
think that's how
They
they
didn't
do
You
it.
have
pray
to
over
pray
it.
over it.
No, they
Yes.
didn't do it.
Yeah.
You two guys, you're like, pray. I'm
Yeah.
like salt.
Yeah. So River Country, it goes on business as usual.
Uh-huh.
Oddly enough, nothing's affected by this, right? I mean, the people just keep showing up to
Yeah.
swim there.
Yep.
Over the next 9 years, 2 more kids die on the property.
Oh,
Oh, those were probably
no.
pre-existing
Yeah.
brain-eating amoebas.
Right.
That was something else.
Here's the thing. Both of these kids, the deaths were ruled drowning.
Oh.
But in the case of one of the deaths, the family sues Disney.
What?
And so it goes to court, and a lifeguard who works at River Country testified that their jobs were really stressful because they had to rescue at least a dozen people a day.
What?
No.
What kind of water park? I've been to water parks. Like I said, I hate them, but they're like 4 feet deep.
Right.
2
Yeah.
feet
So
deep.
here's the catch.
Yes.
Other past employees, they issued these vague statements saying
Okay.
that the guests would act erratically when they got in the water for long periods of time
What?
and needed to be pulled out of the water constantly.
Hold on.
There's something
What's
in the water.
Happening here.
Yeah. It needs
Is it
prayer.
really cold water?
Oh, it needs prayer.
It
So
does need a lot of prayer.
Disney, they settle, they give the family a huge chunk of money.
Okay.
And the next year, Disney makes a universal announcement that swimming in any of Disney's lakes is now prohibited.
Okay, but we just
Okay.
have a water park in those lakes.
But River Country is not closed, it remains open.
What?
Is
and
that
all
part of
the-
the water?
All the water in River Country is funneled in from Bay Lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Disney says,
But we've prayed over it.
yeah, basically.
Yes.
Disney's like, hey, don't swim in the Bay Lake.
Yes.
But if you want to go down a slide that has water from Bay Lake, that's totally cool.
Oh, we put an amoeba filter.
Yes.
But you're going to pay us first.
Yeah, a
Right.
prayer amoeba filter.
There you go. So a few years after this happens, the nearby attraction on Bay Lake, Discovery Island,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
mysteriously just shuts down.
Ooh.
Ooh.
There's no announcement. It just and by shut down, I mean they closed the gates. First they built gates, okay,
Hello.
and then
That's
they
how that works.
and then they locked the gates down, and no one was ever allowed back through them again. So the employees were either fired or relocated to
Oof.
other Disney attractions. Nothing was torn down, like
Yeah.
Cameron was saying earlier. The infrastructure is still there. They just gated it,
Mhm.
and then they hired security, and that's it.
Whoa. That that employee that was complaining like the week before, this job sucks.
And he shows up to work. There's like
Let's close-
there's armed guards.
I didn't mean it, man.
They're like, no, bro, go home. Everybody's fired. But again, River Country stays open.
Yes.
What?
Okay.
You got to
It's
have a
bad.
water park at this
Okay.
point.
Yeah, and the thing is, because water parks are seasonal,
Yeah.
you basically you had like 9 months out of the year, 10 months out of the year where River Country is operational.
Uh-huh.
A couple months it closes for maintenance when it gets too cold in Florida.
It's something about a water park. I mean, I know you don't like it.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I don't like guests at water parks.
Yeah. If I could go in there by myself.
right.
Right.
Oh,
It's something
bingo.
about
That'd be
water
great.
and slides that's instantly
fun.
appealing to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, in 2001, River Country shuts down for their normal maintenance season in the winter,
Okay.
Okay.
and then they never open again.
Oh.
So there's no formal announcement.
Yeah.
They just, again, they shut down for the winter. 60 days later, people were like, "Hey, remember that water park you guys?"
Yeah, I
own?"
had reservations.
Yeah, and Disney's
Yeah,
like,
I prepaid.
"Nah, the gate's locked."
Oh, jeez.
The maintenance guys really did a
We lost the
terrible
key.
job.
Yeah, you
Don't
can't
know.
come back, right? It receives the same treatment as Discovery Island did. They barricade
Man.
everything off.
Wow.
They lock the gates, but they leave it exactly as it is. They don't take anything. They just
Okay.
shut it down. No explanation, right? So what's interesting is Disney actually has other water parks that are newer.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
people often ask, like, what separates those new ones from these other two? And the
Yeah.
difference is those two new ones were built and they would advertise, hey, we have a state-of-the-art filtration system. That was kind
Oh,
of like how they would
what?
market it. It was kind of
Yeah.
like, you're going to want to come here.
Blizzard Beach, right?
Right.
Yes.
And then they kind of phase out these older ones that was pumping water in from Bay Lake.
Dirty
where,
water.
Where there's just some kind of bacteria
Yeah.
going on,
Yes.
right? And so,
Blizzard Beach and what's the other one? Passion
Typhoon
Lake.
Lagoon.
Typhoon
yeah,
Lagoon.
Passion Lake. So,
Passion. Yeah.
yeah, so basically, it seems that for whatever reason, River Country's closure and Discovery Island's closure has something to do with the water in Bay Lake.
Okay.
yeah,
That's what a
for
lot
sure.
of people believe.
Yep.
And so the issue is everything in that area, as far as the eye can see for miles and miles, is private property owned by Disney.
Mhm.
So you can't just stroll up there, hop in a car, start sampling stuff and
True.
investigating
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to take Disney's word for it. But apparently, some people have done just that because pictures of the abandoned River Country and Discovery Island have started leaking online over the years.
I think I've seen some of those.
Are
And
these
they're-
creepy?
They're
It is
really
weird.
creepy.
Okay.
What's crazy is
Big
you can
snake
well,
things.
kind of
Those
yeah.
are slides.
Those are slides?
Yeah, those
Yes.
are slides.
Jesus.
So-
I was sliding down the wrong thing all
Yeah.
these years.
Yeah, you're sliding down pipes.
I'm like, this is rocky.
So you can find these stories of urban explorers, people who investigate and explore abandoned properties, and a few folks have managed to kind of somehow get past security, get onto these Disney properties. But the interesting thing is, all these people share similar experiences afterwards. So they're not related, they didn't go together.
Okay.
jeez.
But
I don't like that either.
they all say that basically when you get onto the property, nothing was taken. So it wasn't just the infrastructure stayed up. You could still see menus on the table from like the day before.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
They didn't even clean up. It was like they just they shut down
The
overnight.
service is terrible.
Well, they're like,
there,
well,
though.
we're not going to make any more money on it, so let's not spend any more money on
Yeah.
it.
It
Just
could
leave
be.
it.
Yeah, like the calendars are still up, like just papers
Just
everywhere.
leave
Like
it.
Yeah.
it's
But
crazy.
good luck getting an appetizer.
No.
Well,
yeah,
these
you'll
people
wait
want-
forever.
once they have snuck onto this property and kind of, explored stuff, they all say that when they leave, they unanimously have suffered from severe paranoia. Okay. So they've said that they report
Okay.
SUVs with super dark tint following them
What the?
through Central Florida. They report harassing phone calls where no one's on the other end. And a few have experienced what they call a constant state of fatigue since leaving the properties.
What is happening?
So what's
That
interesting
hill
is,
they had to walk up.
Amen.
yeah. So what's interesting is Disney has increased their private security that monitors Bay Lake even more. So once these photos start coming out online,
Uh-huh.
they realize, holy
Oh,
crap,
crap, yeah.
someone's got in here.
We gotta
they're
lock
taking
it down.
photos.
Yeah.
They start hiring this private security. So now there's boats all over Bay Lake.
Oof.
It's almost like a military presence. Like you can't really get in there. But what's interesting
I can
is
picture them going around the lake. Mhm.
there's one account in particular from a retired security official who worked for Disney.
Okay.
He starts asking questions about what's going on, and Disney lays him off.
Oh,
And so he goes to a supervisor and says, like, hey, why was I fired? Supervisor says,
You're
"It was
double fired.
Well,
Stop asking
yeah,
questions.
well, they said it's nothing you did. We're just decreasing the staff near the lake. Not a big deal.
Okay.
This guy's not buying it. He starts investigating himself. He starts interviewing other security guards at
Okay.
Disney, other employees, and they say the higher up he goes, the common story he's getting is that Disney is shutting down the water in the area around the water because it's severely polluted by the constant fireworks shows.
Oh.
That's the
Okay.
story that Disney's rolling with.
Oh,
So
okay.
2 points on that. Disney has one of the largest firework displays in the world,
Yeah.
and it happens literally every single day.
You talk about bad neighbors.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
pull a gun on those folks.
Yeah.
So it does make sense, but the issue is Disney's had their fireworks show since 1971, and they operated these water parks for 30 years. So that doesn't really add up. Like if they've known that was polluting the water and they still left
Okay.
it open, like I don't know, it kind of it
Correct.
removes their excuse of it's a natural source,
Uh-huh.
kind of happening.
But we're okay with pollution. It's kind of like you're both bad.
Right. Well, to clarify, Disney's not decreasing security like they told that guy.
Uh-oh.
They're actually increasing. So he did get fired for asking too many questions. But in a separate account, there's a man who goes by the name of Seth Lawless,
Oh.
and he
Great
found
name.
another loophole that allowed him to acquire evidence of river country. And so what he does is he goes and stays on one of Disney's resorts on
Okay.
Bay Lake, and he rents one of the boats.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
And he realizes from other people's stories online that he can't make it past security. They've tightened it down too
Mhm.
much. So he takes the boat out to where you're allowed to go.
Yep.
But then he launches a drone from the boat
Oh my
Ah.
god.
and flies it into the properties that have been abandoned.
Yeah.
That can't be legal.
And what he does
Snipers.
is he realizes security's gonna catch on fast. So he has all the pictures uploaded into the cloud immediately.
Oh my god.
So whatever photo he takes, dumps it on the internet.
Jeez.
Right, as security. So sure enough, they do get a hold of him. They capture his drone.
Yep.
Okay. So they arrest this guy. He's charged with trespassing. He's banned from Disney for life.
Oh.
Any Disney attraction, any Disney location.
That's rough.
So Seth has this quote regarding this incident. It's kind of funny. He says, "I've been officially banned from Disney for life, which is funny because I banned them from my life when they raised their ticket prices."
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
he's
I
talking.
guess that's a good quote.
He's talking some trash here.
Yeah.
But then he goes on to make a good point. He says, Disney's upset with me for leaking these photos, but why do they get so offended anytime someone goes near these properties? What are they really hiding? He says, best case scenario, maybe it's nothing, but either way, a company worth billions of dollars shouldn't be allowed to leave behind a mess of that magnitude.
What?
So
Bro,
basically,
you go on my property and I'm like, just don't go in the shed, bro. I
Yeah.
haven't cleaned it out.
yeah, I think the idea is that everything around Bay Lake and these areas is so pristine, high dollar resorts.
Yeah.
Yet you've got two abandoned properties that are just it's mysteriously closed because of something in the water, but they're
Yeah.
still operating stuff on the water.
It's weird.
So the amount of urban explorers who have made it on there obviously has decreased, except for the Florida man that snuck on there and,
Yeah.
and,
I
and
Oh,
slept.
yeah. My dude.
But after the most recent leak of photos by Seth Lawless, Disney comes out and announces that they weren't, in fact, just leaving the property there. They're turning it into a new resort that's going to open in 2022.
What?
Okay.
So now a lot of people are like, well, do we really want to stay there? I mean, like, why did you shut it down to begin with?
Yeah.
Like all this like pollution or bacteria or whatever.
Hmm.
But I think it'd be cool if we open it up. This is our 4th Disney episode.
Yes, it is.
And a lot of these come in from you guys. So if you work for Disney or you have in the past,
Oh, here
or
it
you
comes.
have any stories,
We're
I
about
say
to
you let
be-
us know.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see the amount of hate mail we get for this.
Do you want us to explore?
Do you want us to sneak onto the island?
Oh,
I
we
mean,
could
I've
do
never scuba, but I'm pretty confident in my ability to.
I'm pretty confident in your ability to.
it. They probably have submarines.
You think so?
Oh yeah, to catch scuba.
Yeah.
I think
Specifically like you.
here's the thing
Amen,
that
baby.
it's all
I need
very
air.
odd. They have more security guarding the abandoned properties than they do the properties that are operational.
Oh, you heard it here first.
So
That's a big claim.
I think that's something to look into to see like what are they necessarily hiding out there. I think that's what makes it so suspicious, where it's like, hey, we shut it down without announcement.
Yep.
Millions of dollars of investments. We're just going to leave it there, and then we're going to guard it like with a military presence.
I'm gonna go on Disney's side and be
Here we
like,
go.
they're protecting us for our own good. They don't
From?
want us to get from ourselves.
Scurvy, probably.
Yeah, they don't
Mm.
want us to get on that property just for the photos.
I mean, if you
and
trip,
the LOLs
you
and
go,
then fall
"Disney, let
down a
me on."
slide and break her neck.
So
That's
what
true.
about them having more security than the parks that are operational? They don't care if we sneak in there?
No, we're supposed to be there.
Right. Okay.
this is a good.
Those are
debate.
safe.
That was a good argument.
Those are safe.
You heard it there first, guys. But no, I we'll see what happens. I think it's interesting. But if you guys have any stories, send them in. FMOFM podcast at patreon.com.
I feel like we're both going to get. I'm going to get 2 anonymous emails from sides that are similar to both of yours.
And
Like,
we
I agree with
we
what
need you
Cam
to
was
pick.
saying.
Yeah.
We need you to pick. Well, if you want to watch
Disney
the-
loves us.
If you want to watch the debate in person and see us right now or waving at the camera,
Oh, hello.
FMOFM podcast at patreon.com.
Ooh, some chatters up there. Chatty boxes.
That's where you guys can see the live stream. You get bonus episodes.
Whoever
you
tells
get-
the most knock knock joke, I'll give them a hug.
You get this episode a week early.
Oh, yeah, that's
Nice.
true. Yeah.
Patreon.com. So you want to do that. Our social media handles are FMOFM podcast across all the big 3, Instagram, Facebook,
Mhm.
and Twitter.
Yes, it is.
We love you guys.
We do.
So do love you.
We want you guys to go swimming in the waters around Bay Lake.
clean
We-
lakes.
we don't,
No,
we
no.
don't want that.
Only go in chlorinated pools or
Yes.
your tub.